Hi Libra, welcome to Sophquest. I'm Spence. Welcome in if you're new to the channel. I'm welcoming you in. I hope you enjoy it. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back. Glad you're here. This is a weekly reading for the week of September 6th through the 12th. And I do want to say, let me just pull my little notes here. I want to say Libra, this is an interesting week for you. First of all, we're in the third week of Virgo season, so we are in Earth energy, which feels really nice. At the beginning of the week, we're going to have a new moon. And a new moon in Virgo, since we're in Virgo season, this new moon is about practical new beginnings, right? Starting a new habit, something that's going to last over time. So it's a seed that we plant and begin incrementally making changes as we go. But the outer planets are doing some very interesting things that help us to make it last, right? Something that's going to last. So I like that. For you, we have Venus, your planet, in Libra for the majority of the week. And then Mercury also in Libra. There's your card. And that is nice. It helps you talk about love, money, get things into balance. And Mercury giving you some clarity on things. It could be you could be receiving some new messages about these particular subjects, that kind of thing. Today also, I want to say we are using the Sacred Earth Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno and Leela J. Williams. And the artwork is by Helena Nelson Reed. They're beautiful. I just pulled one for you and I got fragments. All right, and then at the end of the reading, I'm also going to give you an extra card today, Spirit of the Animals Oracle card, to bring a little more earth energy, get a message from the animal friends and the animal kingdom. How about that? And then for the tarot today, we're using the Thelema Tarot, which I love so much. This is by Renata Lechner. And I'm going to shuffle that for you now while you settle in with me, Libra. Let's do what we do. Take a deep cleansing breaths with me. Let's bring down the cortisol levels. Relieves the stress, right? Get some oxygen in the brain. Feels really good. Helps you to settle in, relax your shoulders and your spine. Plant your feet or put them up, whatever's comfortable, so you can take some time for you. Okay, Libra? These have been plenty shuffled before the camera was turned on, but I will go ahead and do a little bit more for you. And then I'm going to cut the deck while you're taking some nice deep breaths. And then we'll read your oracle. All right, there we go. I'll lay these out for you. I'm going to read for you today horizontally, vertically, and then big picture. So stay with me. And at the end, I'll bring you in one of those animals, okay? Today, you have the Fool, the Judgment card, and the Page of Cups. This might be a really interesting and exciting new beginning that you're going to have to make a decision about. Potentially an offer. Yep. This is interesting. Okay, Five of Pentacles, Justice, Knight of Cups. Five of Wands, Page of Swords. Okay, you may have to make a quick decision, and information may be coming in, or potentially some type of message, and you may be discussing it with those you love. Okay, very good. On the bottom of the deck today, we have the Queen of Swords. This is very often your card, Libra, in your yin energy of the sword suit of air. It's about your intuition and intellect and being able to speak and, you know, authoritatively say what it is that you need to say with strength underneath that. That's beautiful. And underneath that, the Knight of Swords. So taking this information forward, this may be a conversation, maybe something that you need a little bravery to take forward, a little courage, perhaps with this Queen of Swords and the Strength and the Knight of Swords. So I honestly see some definite information coming in quickly for you, something that you may have to boldly speak out loud yourself. So we'll see what that's about in just a moment. First, we're going to read the Fragments card. Let's read that. Get that here from the Sacred Earth Oracle. Fragments. Okay. I highlighted a lot of these messages, and I usually read my highlighted words here. And that's what I'll do for you. Okay. A past or hidden event influences a current situation. Trust issues due to secrecy or deception. A childhood ordeal brought into the light. Reflect on or draw your own meaning from this. Hold your broken self or another's in a loving orbit until it is strong and beautiful once more. There are parts of yourself that you're yet to realize. Take your time getting to know someone. So it could be someone else, it could be you, it could be any of those kinds of issues. Okay. Beyond your thoughts, there's a mirror of infinity. It's a clear space through which you will see your true reflection. Here you can see the whole self, your shadows and your light. See that you are beautiful. You have nothing to prove, nothing to hide. You are blessed and held in the loving field of the divine Earth Mother. By unifying and shining a light on the fragments of our past, we recognize their influence on our present selves. Discovering what is hidden can be an epic journey. In reflection, we can find beauty in our most secret self. Okay, so maybe perhaps we're talking about maybe some older fragmented parts of self. I just have to show you this artwork again because it's so beautiful. And this is about retrieving those fragments, putting them back together, looking at something and saying, I want to heal that. I want to put that back together in a way that helps me to move forward. Okay, right? So maybe perhaps something that you just want to say, you want to talk about. And you want to be as authentic and honest and true as you can be saying it. And I think that's why the Strength card is here. That takes courage, doesn't it? It takes courage to say something about ourselves, especially perhaps something about our shadow self or something that we've kept inside for a long time, something that we haven't been comfortable talking about, right? It takes vulnerability. And really the Strength card, the dichotomy of the Strength card that I love so much is, you know, that yes, you go about taming the lion. It takes great strength to do that, but it takes even more strength to be vulnerable, doesn't it? When the lion has, you know, the thorn in his paw, he's vulnerable, right? So it's kind of both of the sides of that card, and I like that. All right, so let's look at your spread today. We have the Fool. Wait, actually, let me count. You have 1, 2, 3, and then the Strength underneath, I suppose, would be the 4th. But on the table, you have 3 major arcana, and that's about a creative moment. A moment opening up in time-space for you that the divine in the universe is allowing a sacred space for you to create something new in your life. That is a beautiful thing. Okay, so especially with the Fool card. This is a leap of faith. It's being courageous. It's having the ability to, like a child would, to just jump forward, to trust that the universe will catch you, right? It's that leap of faith. Then we have the Judgment card. And this is a call to action. It's a wake-up call in life. It's when divine timing taps us on the shoulder, and when we don't answer, it kind of gives us a little nudge. And when we don't answer, it's like the angel comes down and blows the horn. Hey, you, wake up. There's some very important thing right now that you must change. You must decide, because something in your life is going to change and you're going to need to adjust. I think that's why the Fool is here, right? So this is maybe a bit out of your comfort zone, Libra. It's one of those moments in life where you're going to have to kind of take a leap forward, a leap of faith, and try something brand new. And with the Page of Cups here, I think that this is going to make you feel a bit vulnerable. I do. That's what I think I'm seeing in this row. All right, so let's move forward. Just remember that angel's there, right? It's like you may have to jump, but you're going to be caught, right? That's the cool thing about that card. Then we have the 5 of Pentacles. This is maybe where you've been feeling a sense of lack lately, like life has been a little harder than you would have wanted, and things haven't been as easy or as abundant as you would have had or liked, and it's a bit of a struggle. Then we have the Justice card right in the center of your reading, and that is your card, Libra. So this is a very, very important card for you in this message today. The Justice card is about the law of reciprocity. What comes around goes around. It reminds us to be just and fair and true, and that's what keeps us into balance. The balance in all things, right? It's a card to remind us about the truth and the consequences kind of thing. Then we have the Knight of Cups. So this is going forward with your heart open, maybe a little vulnerable, but true. This is you obviously because of whatever's happened in your life that's put you in this situation in the Five of Pentacles, you are now in the situation to take your full and true self forward, maybe a little bit of vulnerability, but also when we're vulnerable, our heart is open and we can receive the blessings that are coming in for us. And this, I think, Page of Cups with next to the Judgment is a blessing coming in for you. And I think that that's why with the Fool, you might actually be excited about it. That's very much potential. We also have the Five of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. So we're going from the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups to the Queen of Cups. That is steady progression forward in your emotions, in your feelings. Your feelings about this are going to grow. It's going to open your heart. You're going to be able to trust more. You're going to be able to feel better about moving forward in whatever this is, because it's progression, right? It's emotional progression. It's also emotional growth. And maybe that's why this Fragments card is here today. That whatever this challenge is, this new thing that the Fool card and the Judgment brings in for you, I mean, judgment above justice, that's pretty big karmic energy here. So whatever the divine is bringing into your life, it's doing that to help you put together these fragments, to bring them back together to make you whole again. And this, I think, is probably where the fragments have been seen. This Five of Wands is usually about inner conflict. It can be conflict with others, but today I'm seeing it for you because much of this is internal and emotional. Besides the major arcana, I really think this is an internal struggle for you. And the Page of Swords is learning. It's seeing the truth and seeing what you need to do now to move forward emotionally with the Queen of Cups, right? It's also speaking your truth and speaking your truth with your heart open. The Queen of Cups is the most sensitive, loving, and caring of the major arcana, right? She has an intuition about others, so she feels for others. It's empathy, right? This is speaking to someone with truth and empathy and compassion and caring, because in the past, the fragments, the conflicts, have probably kept that from you. It's like maybe you were holding yourself back from being, open to that. Maybe, you've always been very logical, right? Practical or whatever. Queen of Swords, strength, right? Knight of Swords. Maybe you've always moved through life with logic. And now this is actually requiring you to really open up your heart, not only to others, but to yourself, to see yourself that way. So how often have you said, well, that's just the way I am. I'm a logical person. I crunch the numbers. I do this, that, or the other. I'm not an emotional person. How often have you said that out loud to yourself or to other people? Well, maybe it's time to tell a different story about yourself where, you allow for both sides of the brain, the yin, the yang, the left, the right. I am highly logical and intelligent. I'm also incredibly caring and compassionate and empathetic, right? You're retrieving these soul parts. Maybe a part of you closed that down. I think you are completely coming into yourself, Libra, because the Justice card is the center card of your reading today. And I think that you've learned through the truth and the consequences all along how life plays out, doesn't it? Right? What comes around, goes around kind of thing. So let's go down the vertical and look at this even deeper. So we have the Fool card, the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. Because of this out in the cold or feeling of lack feeling, or just feeling like you haven't belonged, it's caused this inner conflict. And this Fool card tells me that maybe it started in childhood when you were very young, right? Where you might have just jumped into things and seen how it maybe played out. But perhaps it, maybe you just didn't feel like you fit in when you were a kid. That's what I'm getting from that row, okay, from that particular row. Then the Judgment, it's like you've thought better of yourself now. You're looking at yourself with the Justice card and you're saying, no, I am way more balanced than that. I have more self-authority now. I can be whomever I want to be. I can, I can continue to learn with the Page of Swords. I can see myself in a totally new way. I can see how I've played my life out, right, with the checks and the balances all along, but I can also see that there's a whole nother aspect to myself, the spiritual aspect to myself. And I'm now listening to that and opening that part up, because that is where I feel the rest of the world. I feel connected, part of the whole. And now that helps bring me into my heart. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. The progression, opening one's heart, listening to one's emotional needs, and then finally being able to share it with others. This is you growing you. Intellectually, spiritually, and emotionally. And being absolutely called to do it. You're being called to do it. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Because whatever these fragments were in your childhood, or when you were young, or I don't know, maybe last month, whatever happened where you feel like you lost a part of yourself, you're retrieving that now. Because you know that you're the one who has to do that. No one can ever give any part of you to you. They can't give you, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one can complete you, is what I'm trying to say, Libra, right? We always say that, oh, she completes me, or he completes me, but the truth is no one can complete you. In order to make yourself whole again, to put these fragments back together, you have to complete you. And that's exactly what this is saying. Whatever this internal struggle was about, it's asking you to see the truth and learn to open yourself up to your own emotional needs. Because then and only then are you going to be able to move yourself forward in the way that makes you feel other than this. Like you don't fit in, like you're not enough, or like you're out in the cold. This is something that you've learned about your own strength. On the bottom of the deck, this is always about what's internal, what's subconscious. And even this, it's like Queen, the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords. It's like there's something inside that you're saying to yourself. And what you're saying to yourself is, I'm strong. But I'm also vulnerable. I'm both. That's why I'm seeing the swords and the cups here. That's what makes you whole. That's what makes you brave and strong and sure of yourself. And that's what makes you, in the center of your reading, you. Balanced. Fair to yourself first, bringing the fragments together. Fair to yourself and hearing the call to do this for yourself. You're being guided. You have angelic support. You are a part of the divine, and the divine is part of you. And the truth of the matter is, I think this might be something that you're seeing. And the reason I say that is because I think you've been seeing it play out with the Justice card here. Judgment and justice together is nothing to sneeze at. Okay, this is karma working in your life, trying to help you see that when you open your heart and you help yourself to be vulnerable and open, then it allows for love to flow in your life very naturally. It just does. It just flows. It's sharing and caring. It's lovely and beautiful. And I think that maybe that's what you've been missing, feeling like this about yourself. Now, if this doesn't apply to you, then check out your moon sign and your rising sign and your Venus, and maybe there's a message for you there. Thank you so much, Libra. I'm going to pull you one more card, and that is from the spirit animals. Let's do this and see what the animal kingdom has to say for you. A totem for you for the week. For this week with the new moon in Virgo. Changing a habit. Starting something new. Let's see. An animal. There. This one, yes. Popped right out. It says the pronghorn, action. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Look at this. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always land you on the pinnacle. Your talents are your mind and your heart. Look at that. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. The pinnacle. That's you being you. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. This is you being the best of yourself. But before you can reach the pinnacle, the message today for you, the most important message to take away, is that judgment and justice have both shown up to help you retrieve these fragments and become the best of yourself, because this is what you're ready to do next, to take action. Look at that. All right, Libra, I wish you the best. I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude. Thank you for stopping by the channel. I'll be here for you next week. Take care.